The Young and the Restless spoilers. Traci kills Patty in explosive confrontation. The Young and the Restless spoilers suggest the idea of Traci Abbott, Beth Maitland, killing Patty Williams, Stacey Hayduke, is outrageous, considering the sweet soul she is, but it's always possible. Patty was behind her daughter, Colleen Carlton's, Tammin Sursok, untimely demise, and considering what the woman recently did to Tracy's brother, it is always plausible. Traci Abbott's dream foreshadow. The Young and the Restless spoilers for this past Tuesday, June 30th, reveal that Traci confided in a dream she had to Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer. Traci told her nephew she fantasizes about strangling Patty to death. However, she always stops herself before completing the job. Considering the havoc Patty has caused Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, over the years, and the reason Colleen passed away, no one can blame Traci for having these thoughts. Traci is the kindest soul in Genoa City, a peacemaker of sorts within the Abbott family. She's a family member the Abbotts can rely on, and a friend to anyone who needs it in the little town. It would be odd for Traci to be the one to end Patty's reign of terror, but considering all the horror she'd had to live through because of Patty, it would be an interesting person to choose to end the crazy woman's life once and for all. Traci's newest nightmare. As fans know, Patty stabbed Jack in the stomach during the Friday, July 3rd episode. In addition, added teasers suggest she'll somehow be able to pin the entire thing on Diane Abbott, Susan Walters. To add to this storyline, all arrows point to Dr. Lawrence Markham, Jerry Burns, possibly being Martin Laurent Christopher Cousins, or linked to him in some way. Martin terrorized Traci by pretending to be his twin brother, Alan Laurent Christopher Cousins, and the woman fell in love with him, not knowing the monster he truly was. When this storyline winds down, could there be a confrontation where things get out of control? Could Traci be forced to strangle /shoot/stab Patty in order to stop her? Was Traci's dream confession foreshadowing what could happen next? She may have to make a move where she kills both Markham and Patty, so only time will tell. Does Traci have it in her to kill Patty? Share your thoughts in the comment section. Catch your favorite CBS soap daily and visit this site often for the best Young and the Restless news, spoilers, and updates. The rain fell in relentless sheets, drumming against the stained glass windows of Blackwood Manor. Lightning illuminated the grand estate, casting long shadows across the marble foyer where decades of family secrets had been buried beneath polished smiles and whispered promises. Traci Bennett stood alone in the library, clutching an old leather journal that had the power to destroy everything. For years she had searched for answers about her brother's mysterious disappearance. Everyone insisted it had been an accident. The police closed the investigation. The family mourned and moved on. But Traci never stopped asking questions. Now she finally knew the truth. The journal contained handwritten confessions, hidden payments, and one devastating revelation. Patricia Patty Lawson had orchestrated the entire tragedy. A floorboard creaked behind her. "I wondered how long it would take you," Patty said calmly as she stepped into the room. She looked older than Traci remembered, but her cold smile hadn't changed. "You should have left the past alone." Traci slowly closed the journal. "You lied to everyone. I protected myself. You destroyed my family." Patty laughed softly. "No, Traci, your family destroyed itself. I simply gave it a little push." The words struck like knives. Years of grief rushed through Traci all at once. She remembered birthdays spent staring at an empty chair, holiday dinners filled with forced smiles, her mother's tears, her father's silence. Everything had been built on Patty's deception. "You could have confessed," Traci whispered, "and lose everything." Patty replied, "Never." Thunder rattled the windows. Outside, the storm intensified. Inside, neither woman moved. Patty glanced toward the fireplace. "You know," she said, "people always think justice wins in the end." She smiled. "It rarely does." Traci took one careful step forward. "It does tonight." Patty suddenly reached into her purse. Traci froze. A small revolver emerged. I was hoping we wouldn't need this. You came prepared to kill me. I came prepared to survive. Patty pointed the weapon directly at Traci's chest. You should have walked away. Instead of panicking, Traci slowly raised her hands. You've spent your entire life running from the truth. Patty's finger tightened on the trigger. The truth is overrated. A flash of lightning plunged the room into brilliant white. The lights flickered. For one split second the house went completely dark. When the electricity returned, Traci lunged. The gun fired. The deafening blast echoed throughout the mansion. Both women crashed into a heavy oak table. Books tumbled from towering shelves. Glass shattered. Patty fought with surprising strength. She clawed at Traci's face while desperately trying to recover the revolver that had skidded across the polished floor. Traci grabbed Patty's wrist. No more lies. Patty slammed her elbow into Traci's shoulder. No more chances. The struggle intensified. Furniture splintered. Portraits crashed from the walls. The gun lay only inches away. Both women reached for it simultaneously. Patty managed to grab the handle first. Before she could raise the weapon, Traci shoved her backward. Patty stumbled. Her heel caught the edge of the grand staircase. Time seemed to stop. Shock spread across Patty's face. She reached out instinctively. No one was close enough to catch her. She fell backward. Once. Twice. Then her body struck the marble floor below with a sickening silence. The revolver slid across the foyer before coming to rest near the front door. Traci remained frozen at the top of the staircase. She couldn't breathe. She stared down at the motionless figure below. Patty. No response. Only rain. Only thunder. Only silence. Trembling, Traci hurried downstairs. She knelt beside Patty and searched desperately for a pulse. Nothing. Her rival, the woman responsible for decades of heartbreak, was gone. Tears filled Traci's eyes. This wasn't how she imagined justice. She had wanted accountability. She had wanted the truth exposed. She had never wanted death. Sirens wailed in the distance. Someone must have heard the gunshot. Within minutes, flashing blue and red lights reflected through the rain-covered windows. Detectives flooded the mansion. Crime scene photographers documented every inch of the shattered library and staircase. Traci answered every question honestly. She handed over the journal. She explained the confrontation. She admitted they fought. She admitted she pushed Patty. But she also insisted she never intended for anyone to die. Investigators examined the evidence carefully. The fingerprints, the gun, the journal, the damaged staircase. Everything pointed toward a violent struggle rather than a calculated murder. Still, public opinion was divided. Some believed Traci had acted in self-defense. Others insisted revenge had finally consumed her. News outlets turned the case into a national obsession. Every family's secret became headline material. Every interview reopened old wounds. Meanwhile, Traci found herself haunted by memories. She replayed the confrontation every night. Could she have stepped away? Could she have avoided the fight? Would Patty have fired the gun? Questions lingered long after the investigation ended. Months later, the district attorney officially ruled Patty's death the result of a fatal struggle during an act of self-defense. No criminal charges were filed. Legally, Traci was free. Emotionally, she remained imprisoned. One evening, she returned to the now empty manor. The storm had long since passed. Sunlight streamed through newly repaired windows. She walked into the library where everything had changed. The broken furniture was gone. Fresh paint covered the damaged walls. Yet the room still carried echoes of that terrible night. Traci placed the journal into a sealed archive box. Some truths deserved to be remembered. Others deserved to remain warnings. As she prepared to leave, she paused at the front door and looked back one final time. The house had witnessed betrayal, greed, obsession, and tragedy. but it had also witnessed courage. The courage to face the truth, no matter how painful. Justice had come at an unimaginable cost, not with celebration, not with victory, but with the quiet understanding that revenge never truly heals the heart. Traci stepped outside into the cool evening air. Behind her, Blackwood Manor stood silent against a fading sky, its darkest chapter finally closed, or so everyone believed. As the front door slowly swung shut on its own, a single envelope slipped from inside the old journal box unnoticed. Across the front, written in elegant handwriting, were 7 chilling words. If you're reading this, I planned everything. Traci never saw it, but someone else did.